Do you drain or suck your RV black water tank? Hi, I'm Steve Turtle and I'm a work camper. This channel is about Jill and me, our adventures, our travels, and a whole lot of work camper stuff. If you're a work camper or you seeking to become a work camper, you should subscribe and ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. Last week was a special occasion. Jill talked about our humble home, our Fleetwood Wilderness travel trailer, 25 feet of, oh my goodness. I talked about how I wrecked some work camper equipment and chased critters from our campground. If you missed last week's story and you'd like to see it, I'll leave a link right up there. This week we're going to talk about how to pump out black and gray water tanks. You got to see this. This is a high-speed, high-tech piece of equipment. And then I'm going to talk about some comments from last week about critter chasing and wrecking work camper equipment. And also, Jill asked for a little help. She's got a problem and needs you to give her a little help. First, let's talk about our merchandise line with Teespring. We had our sayings contest, and the winning saying has made it to our store. We took the saying, we stuck it on some t-shirts along with our new Steve and Jill Turtle logo, and I think we all did a great job. If you have time, check out our link down below in the description area. Tell me what you think. Did we do okay? Is this a t-shirt that you would wear? And I appreciate everybody for participating in the contest. Thanks again. Now, I'd like to share some subscriber comments. Last week, I asked everyone about wrecking work camper equipment, and then I told them a story about how I wrecked some work camper equipment. Brian Key shared a story. He lived in Grafton, West Virginia for a few years. He bought a house there, and like most houses there, it was on an incline or a mini mountain, so the incline was pretty steep. He mowed the grass with a John Deere riding mower. He'd ride up the hill and coast back down. He'd ride up the hill and coast back down. He'd do that until he got all his grass mowed. Then one day he was cutting grass around back and he had a 5-foot retaining wall. And like my mower, he went up the hill and the drive wheels started to spin, and rapidly he started to slide backwards. And he slid backwards, and right before he went over the edge, there was a rock. It caught the mower and it stopped him about 8 inches. So he said it tightened him up pretty good. And like my wreck last week on my mower, it didn't tighten me up, it loosened me up. I also asked about chasing critters from your campground. And Dunn Dennison, she shared her story. She owned a convenience store in a rural area of town next to a highway between the county seat and the Coos Bays where they lived. One day a customer came in the store and said, "There's a cow walking down the road." Well, her and the customer, they went outside and sure enough, there was a cow and a goat walking along the edge of the highway. Well, after they figured out where the cow and the goat belonged, they took them and put them inside their gate. A little bit later, the man that owned the goat and the cow, he came by the store and he said, he said that goat learned how to open the gate and the cow just follows him out. Well, those were two great stories. I appreciate you guys for sharing them. And anybody else, if you got stories to share, just come on and say it. Put them down in the comment area. Okay, Jill needs a little help. Our kitchen cabinets have that corner issue, that corner dilemma, where, back in the corner, you can't see it, you can't reach it. We tried a Lazy Susan, but it really didn't work for us. Now we just stuff stuff in the cabinet, and that's not organized, and that drives Jill crazy. You know, that OCD thing?
Does anybody have a good suggestion on the best use of that space in the corner? Because we sort of just put stuff back there and then forget it's there, or can't get to it when we need it.
That's where she hides my cookies.
Yeah. So if anybody has a good suggestion, we are open to it.
So if you have an idea or you know of a video that talks about this subject, help a sister out. Leave Jill a comment down below. Okay, let's talk a little bit about work camping. My weekly poop outs. I did not know this, but One of the duties of my position here at Millbridge Village Camp Resort is pumping out the seasonal campers' black and gray water tank. Now, it's a simple process. We have a high-speed, high-tech piece of equipment that we use, and it's a lot like just draining your regular black and gray water tank. So I do this every other week. The other Workamper guy and I, we switch every other week. Check it out. First thing is I put on my gloves. Then I put a bucket up under the drain, so when I pull the cap off, if there's any spillage, it goes in the bucket, not on the ground. Then I connect an extension hose at the camper. After that, I connect the drain hose to the extension hose. Open up the black water valve. Then I start the sucker machine, the high-tech piece of equipment that we use here at Millbridge Village Camp Resort. Oh, and by the way, watch me pull up my pants. I need suspenders. Watch it suck. This is the second best part of the duty. Then I switch over to the gray water. Then I close up all the valves. Roll up the hose. Then I'm off to the dump station. Drop the extension hose down into the hole at the dump station. Connect it to the tank. And then open the valve. Now while it's draining, we get to go into the store and eat a free ice cream. See, I wasn't lying. Ice cream. After the tank's all drained, we're done. We take this thing and park it over to Carriage House. Now, this is not a terrible duty. I don't mind it. I mean, it's like, you know, draining your own tanks when you are out camping. Okay, as you all know, I have been dealing with some issues. I talked about it about a month ago, and I asked for your help, and everybody has helped out. I have a crack problem. It's been a problem for a very long time. I've tried everything, and I just can't beat it. So this week, I decided to take matters in my own hands. I was in Tractor Supply, and they had suspenders, and I thought, well, I've been looking for a pair of suspenders, try to keep my crack problem from showing up. So I went ahead and bought them. What do you think? So where in a Sam Hill are Steve and Jill Turtle? Well, we're still here at Millbridge Village Camp Resort. We're settling into our jobs, and we're having a good time, and you know, we're working out our days off. Last week, Jill and I split. We went our separate ways. Not forever, but you know, just for the day. So I went north to my daughter's house, and I spent the day up there with my granddaughter, and she had a birthday. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't get to do that often. So while I'm here, I'm gonna try to do as much as I can. Now Jill, she went the opposite direction, and she spent the day with her niece, one of her best friend's daughter. She graduated from high school, and she's going to college here shortly, and they went up there and had a graduation party. So we did our thing, and then we met back at the camper. So we really didn't break up or anything, you know, split up or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know we're having a good time here at Millbridge Village Camp Resort. And if you're not doing anything and you got a little time, just come on out. You know, you could visit, you could say hello and see what's going on, and I don't know, we might have a good time. You can come jump in the pool and play around, or I don't know, if you can go camping, you got a camper, bring it on out. You can camp, tent, you can tent, camp, you can do whatever you want to do. Anyway, Well, that's our story for the week. I hope you enjoyed our story. If you did, click like down below and subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. And ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. New stories every week on Wednesday right here on this YouTube channel. Until later, thanks for your time. Bye.